There's something beautiful about love later in life. It's not the whirlwind passion of youth. It's deeper, richer, like a fine wine that's only gotten better with time. But let's be honest, sometimes, after years of marriage, or even if you're starting fresh later in life, romance can feel a little rusty. Maybe you're not sure how to bring back that spark without it feeling forced or awkward. Or maybe you've been on your own for a while, and the idea of dating again seems downright intimidating. Well, here's the good news. Romance isn't just for the young. In fact, love after 60 can be even more meaningful because you know yourself, you know what matters, and you've got the wisdom to appreciate the little things. So today, we're going to talk about how to reignite that romance, whether it's with your longtime partner or someone new, without any of the awkwardness. These aren't grand, sweeping gestures. They're simple, heartfelt ways to reconnect and enjoy love in this wonderful season of life. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Romance begins with friendship. That's right. Think about the early days with your partner or even a close friend. What made those moments special? It was the laughter, the shared stories, the feeling of being truly seen. Over time, life gets busy, and sometimes we forget to just enjoy each other. So here's a simple but powerful idea. Carve out time to be friends again. Sit together with no agenda, no talk about bills, doctor's appointments, or chores. Just share a cup of coffee and reminisce about a happy memory. Ask each other lighthearted questions like, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you? Or, if we could take a trip anywhere tomorrow, where would you want to go? You'd be amazed how quickly the walls come down when you're just having fun together. Now let's talk about touch. And no, I don't mean anything that makes you blush, just the simple, comforting kind. A gentle hand on the shoulder, holding hands while you watch TV, or even a warm hug when you say good morning. Physical connection releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which helps you feel closer without saying a word. If touch has become rare in your relationship, start small. Reach for their hand when you're walking to the mailbox. Give them a playful squeeze when you pass by in the kitchen. These little moments build a bridge back to intimacy without pressure. And here's something else to consider: surprise and delight. Romance doesn't have to be fancy dinners or expensive gifts. It's about thoughtfulness. Leave a sweet note in their lunchbox or on their pillow. Bring home their favorite treat just because. If you're dating someone new, a handwritten letter or a small, meaningful gift, like a book you think they'd enjoy, shows you care without being over the top. The key is to keep it genuine. It's not about the gesture itself, but the message behind it. I was thinking of you. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. What if it feels awkward? What if they don't respond the way I hope? That's completely normal. The truth is, reigniting romance is like tending a garden. You don't see blooms overnight, but with consistent care, it flourishes. Start small, be patient with yourself and your partner, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Because here's the beautiful thing about love at this stage of life. It's not about perfection. It's about connection, joy, and the quiet moments that remind you how lucky you are to have someone to share them with. And in the next part, we'll talk about how to keep that momentum going, how to deepen your connection and keep the spark alive in everyday life. So for now, why not try one of these ideas today? A shared laugh, a gentle touch, a small surprise. It might just be the beginning of something wonderful. Sometimes the most meaningful moments in love happen when we least expect them. Maybe it's a quiet evening when you and your partner find yourselves laughing over an old inside joke. Or maybe it's the way their hand feels just as familiar and comforting as it did decades ago. Those little moments, they're the heartbeat of romance. And the best part? You don't need to overthink them. In the last part, we talked about starting small, reconnecting through friendship, touch, and thoughtful surprises. Today, let's take it a step further and explore how to keep that warmth growing naturally, without any pressure or forced sentimentality. Because romance shouldn't feel like a chore, it should feel like coming home. First, let's talk about the power of presence. In a world full of distractions, phones buzzing, TVs blaring, to-do lists running through our minds, it's easy to forget how powerful it is to simply be with someone. Real connection happens when we put everything else aside and truly listen. So here's a challenge. The next time your partner or someone you're dating is talking to you, pause whatever you're doing, look them in the eye, and really hear them. Not just their words, but the feelings behind them. If they mention a memory they love, ask them to tell you more. If they share a worry, Let them know you're there. This kind of attention is rare these days, and that's what makes it so special. It says, "You matter to me." And isn't that what love is all about? Now, let's address something that might feel a little vulnerable: flirting. I know, the word might make some of us chuckle or even cringe. But flirting isn't about cheesy pickup lines or trying to be someone you're not. It's about playfulness. A wink across the dinner table. A teasing remark about how handsome they look in that sweater. A compliment that catches them off guard. You've always had the best laugh, you know that. Flirting is just a way to remind each other that the attraction is still there, even after all these years. And if it feels awkward at first, that's okay. Awkward can be endearing. Laugh it off together. The more you do it, the more natural it'll feel. Another key to keeping romance alive: creating new memories together. It's easy to fall into routines, same meals, same shows, same conversations. But love thrives on shared experiences. And no, you don't have to book a fancy vacation, though if you can, go for it. It can be as simple as trying a new recipe together, taking a scenic drive somewhere you've never been, or even signing up for a class: painting, dancing, gardening, whatever sparks your curiosity. When you learn something new side by side, it brings back that sense of adventure and reminds you why you enjoy each other's company. Plus, it gives you something fun to talk about afterward. And here's something we don't talk about enough: the magic of gratitude. When we've been with someone for a long time, it's easy to focus on the little annoyances, the way they leave their socks on the floor or hum off key in the shower. But what if, instead, we made a habit of noticing what we adore about them? Take a moment every day to silently appreciate something they did. How they made the coffee just how you like it, or how they always know when you need a hug. Better yet, tell them, "I was just thinking about how lucky I am to have you." Gratitude softens hearts and opens doors to deeper connection. Now, if you're single and stepping back into the dating world, all of this still applies. Start with friendship. Be present in conversations. Let your sense of humor shine. And remember, there's no rush. The right person will appreciate you for exactly who you are: life experience, quirks, and all. So here's where we are so far. Romance isn't about grand gestures. It's about the daily choice to show up, to notice, to enjoy each other. And in the next part, we'll talk about how to take this even deeper, how to communicate in a way that brings you closer, and how to keep the spark alive for years to come. But for now, why not pick one thing to try this week? Be fully present in a conversation. Share a playful moment. Plan a small adventure. Or simply say, "I appreciate you." Love is built in these ordinary, extraordinary moments. And you've got so many more of them ahead. There's a lovely truth about love in our later years. It's less about fireworks and more about the steady, comforting glow of a fireplace. It's the kind of warmth that doesn't fade. It just grows deeper. But here's the thing. Even the coziest fire needs a little tending now and then. That's what we're going to talk about today. How to nurture your connection in ways that feel natural, meaningful, and yes, even a little magical. In the last part, we covered the importance of presence, playful flirting, creating new memories, and gratitude. Today, let's focus on the two ingredients that can transform a good relationship into something truly extraordinary: communication and rituals. These might not sound as exciting as a candlelit dinner or a spontaneous getaway, but trust me, they're the secret sauce to lasting romance. Let's start with communication. Now, I know what you might be thinking. We've been talking for decades. What else is there to say? But here's the twist. It's not just about talking. It's about how you talk. As the years go by, it's easy to fall into patterns where conversations become practical. What needs fixing? What's for dinner? Whose turn it is to call the grandkids? And while those things matter, so do the conversations that remind you why you fell in love in the first place. Try this. Set aside time for heart-to-heart chats. These aren't about solving problems or making plans. They're about sharing dreams, fears, and joys. Ask questions like, "What's something you've always wanted to do but never had the chance?" Or "What's your happiest memory from the past year?" Listen without interrupting or offering advice. Just soak in their words. You'll be amazed at how these conversations can open doors to parts of each other you haven't explored in years. And here's a pro tip. Pay attention to their love language. Some people feel most loved through words of affirmation. "You mean the world to me." Others through acts of service, making them tea without being asked, quality time, a quiet walk together, Physical touch, a hand on their shoulder, or gifts, a little just because surprise. If you're not sure what speaks to your partner, ask, what's something small I could do that would make you feel really loved? Then do it. It's like speaking their secret language, and nothing builds intimacy faster. Now let's talk about rituals. These are the little traditions you create together, the things that say, this is ours. Rituals don't have to be elaborate. Maybe it's a morning routine where you share coffee on the porch and watch the birds. Maybe it's a weekly dance in the kitchen to your favorite old song. Or perhaps it's as simple as always holding hands during evening prayers or bedtime. These rituals become the glue of your relationship, the quiet moments that say, no matter what else happens, this is our constant. If you're dating someone new, rituals are just as important. They help build a sense of belonging. Start small, a regular phone call every Sunday evening, or a monthly outing to a favorite cafe. These repeated moments of connection create a rhythm that feels safe and special. And finally, let's address the elephant in the room, intimacy. Physical closeness might look different now than it did in your younger years, and that's perfectly okay. Intimacy isn't just about passion, it's about tenderness, comfort, and feeling cherished. If health or mobility is a concern, focus on what does feel good, cuddling, massage, or even just lying side by side, sharing stories in the dark. The key is to keep the conversation open. Check in with each other. How can I make you feel loved today? There's no one-size-fits-all answer, and that's the beauty of it. If you're single and exploring new relationships, remember that intimacy grows at its own pace. There's no timeline, no rulebook. The right person will respect your comfort zone and celebrate every step forward. So here's the takeaway. Romance after 60 isn't about recapturing youth. It's about savoring the unique, deep connection that only comes with time. It's about choosing each other day after day in ways big and small. Whether you're reigniting an old flame or kindling a new one, what matters is that you're doing it with honesty, kindness, and a whole lot of heart. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small way you've kept romance alive in your relationship? Or if you're starting fresh, what's something you're looking forward to trying? Share your stories in the comments. I'll be reading every one. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more heartfelt conversations like this. Because love isn't just for the young. It's for anyone with the courage to embrace it, and that includes you. Here's to your next chapter, filled with connection, joy, and maybe even a little mischief. After all, why should the kids have all the fun? Until next time, remember, the best love stories aren't the ones that end with happily ever after. They're the ones that keep growing, one tender moment at a time. Yours is still being written, so make it beautiful.